welcome to the 2021 Memorial Day Remembrance Service, where we join together to honor the fallen heroes of our armed forces, their families, and to celebrate the precious freedoms that they sacrificed for. My name is Roger Mahaffey. I'm the president of the Buena Park Noon Lions. We're pleased to be this year's host organization, along with our special friends from the city of Buena Park. And a special thanks to the Lions Club event chair, Linda Mahaffey, and to our good friend, Community Services Supervisor, Mark Saceda. And with that, I'm honored to introduce the mayor of Buena Park. He leads our dynamic community so that we can look forward to the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Connor Trout.
Good morning. This Memorial Day, as we pay tribute to those who have given their lives for our country, we also keep their families, friends, and fellow veterans in our thoughts. Buena Park has a proud military history, home to many who have served, including our very own council member, Art Brown, and residents who have given their lives in defending our freedoms. Here at Ehlers, with our Veterans Monument behind me, we honor this history every day. The members of our Buena Park community who have been lost in service to our nation were friends, neighbors, and relatives. They made our country and our city a better place through their courage. They have left behind loved ones, and we owe each of them and their families a debt of gratitude. As we begin to spend more time together and safely reconnect in person after an incredibly difficult past 15 months, I encourage each of you to keep the spirit of Memorial Day in mind and hold these brave service members and their families in our thoughts. Their memories and impact shall remain through the freedoms for which they have given their lives to protect. And so on behalf of the Buena Park City Council, I would like to present a certificate in honor of this day and what it holds for our great city. And so to do so, I'd like to welcome up Roger McHaffey to join me. And next, we're going to have representatives come up with other certificates and proclamations to say a couple words. We're going to start off with United States Representative of the 39th District, Mrs. Young Kim.
Thank you, Mayor, and members of the Buena Park community. I'm delighted to be here and honored to represent you in Washington, D.C. on this very solemn occasion, remembering and honoring those fallen heroes who have paid their ultimate sacrifice to provide the freedom so that we can live in the land of the free. Because of their sacrifice, we have the freedom that we enjoy today. And I would like to thank the Buena Park Noon Lions Club for hosting this event year after year. So I would like to recognize you. If you can please come up and join me. And it's not just today, but every year that you host this Memorial Day celebration, as well as I remember all of those wonderful events, attending Silverado Days and so many others, the contributions that you make to this community. So I wanted to thank you for that and present you with a congressional certificate.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
I would also like to present a certificate to City of Buena Park. Mayor, thank you very much for your leadership and for everything that you do for this community. On this day, I have to mention that I, as an immigrant and also a wife and sister of U.S. veterans who collectively served for almost 70 years to this country, I know I'm here because of those brave men and women in uniform. So I thank everyone. So for this, thank you so much for your leadership. for having me.
Next, I would like to welcome up the supervisor from the 4th District, Mr. Sean, sorry, we were talking earlier, Mr. Doug Chafee.
You're stuck a couple years back. It's my special pleasure to be here today, and thank you for inviting me to participate in your ceremony. It's indeed, to me, very special because it's more than the sacrifice of lives that our service people go through. Once in a while, I get to wear a hat. This is a hat that my oldest son gave me. He's a lieutenant currently serving in our Navy submarine service. He serves on a submarine called the USS Pennsylvania, which we call a missile-carrying submarine, a boomer as they sometimes call it. Their mission is to go out and hide. They go out for long periods of time because they have nuclear power and they're well stocked with food. They may be out on a mission anywhere to 3 or 4 months. During this time, there's very little communication. Why? Communication to give away their position. So there is little opportunity to communicate with anyone. He leaves at home 2 young sons and a wife. So when we think of sacrifices, it is more than just giving your all. It's the daily sacrifice our service people go through with their families being left behind. You need a strong family support when you do that. But indeed, it is that kind of sacrifice that is daily, not just once in a while. So deployments can be long and lonely, but indeed, we owe a lot to those who, of course, have given their lives, but it's the daily thing that our service people go through that we sometimes don't understand. It's that kind of sacrifice that keeps us safe. So if I may, I'd like to give a certificate of recognition to City of Buena Park commemorating this 40th annual Memorial Day Remembrance Service. And it's more than remembrance, because there are people we need to remember who are currently serving. So thank all of you for coming out here today. Thank you to the Buena Park Lions Club for sponsoring this event again.
Next, we're going to welcome up a representative from Orange County Supervisorial 2nd District Representative Katrina Foley.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll keep it short. Excuse me, my name is Nick Annis. I'm Supervisor Foley's Deputy Chief of Staff. She could not make it today, but I wanted to keep the message short and sorry you need to go through the gauntlet of photos and certificates today, but suffice to say, thank you. Thank you for your service, and part of our job in our generation is to make sure we never forget. Thank you so much. I have 2 certificates, one for the City of Buena Park, and then one for the Lions Club. So I guess we can take a photo for the city. Thank you. Should we do a twofer?
You need extra.
Thank you.
Next, we'll welcome up the representative from Senator Josh Newman's office.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Mayor, members of City Council, veterans of the Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, and Air Force. It's an honor to be with you today. My name is Evan Kramer, and I'm a field representative for State Senator Josh Newman, and I'm here to present a certificate of recognition to the City of Buena Park for your amazing Memorial Day service. And I'd like to dedicate it today in recognition of your faithful and dedicated service to our veteran community in Buena Park and beyond on the occasion of your annual observance of Memorial Day. Our gratitude to you and your commitment and support of our veterans, to our military families, and to our flag are commendable. On this day, as we take time to reflect on the bravery and valor of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country, we're equally grateful to those who inspire us and keep the faith while serving as a bridge to generations of Americans, reminding us of our bravest and our place in the world as trustees for a debt we can never fully repay. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Next, I would like to welcome up Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer, accompanied by Chief Assistant OC District Attorney Sean Nelson.
Hey, Mayor. Thank you, thank you. Well, good morning. Whether by land or sea or air, that is the greatest symbol the world has ever known, the flag of the United States of America. And for those of you who are served and those who are not here because they are serving, I want to make something very clear. We know you have left your brothers and sisters on the battlefield, and we know it's one of the toughest things you ever had to do. You've seen people die. You've seen people sacrifice for their country. We will never forget them, and we will never forget you for what you've had to endure. Do you know that when individuals come back from battle, 1 in 5 who went to Iraq and Afghanistan have come back with PTSD? Did you know that 1 in 6 who come back after serving are addicted to drugs or alcohol or suffer from mental illness? That is why the Orange County District Attorney's Office started the Veterans Treatment Court, because it's our responsibility, Sean and mine, the other 900 employees that work for the District Attorney, it's our responsibility to serve those who served us because of what they have had to endure. We will never forget their service, even if they come back and find themselves in trouble with the law. That is what we are. We're empathetic and we're compassionate. And we're a people that believe in rule of law and order. That's why you went to fight these battles. But this symbol is not about the great nation we call America. It is about the great work we do to protect our citizens who serve to protect our communities, whether it's our police department or our military. So let us just say that it's because of God and our great country that we live in the greatest country that man has ever known, and let us do everything we can to continue to protect what we call the United States of America. God bless all of you. A lot of photos, Bob.
Gotta get all the good angles.
Okay, we good.
Thank you, guys.
Connor, thank you.
Thank you very much, man. Privilege.
And next, I'll welcome up our State Assemblywoman, Sharon Quirk-Silva.
Good morning, everybody. It's been such a long time that we've been able to be together face to face. So some of you might know that I'm an elementary teacher by profession. So let's just give ourselves and everybody a little hug here. I think we need a little hug, a little breath to say, you know, we've been through a lot this last year. Over 500,000 Americans died this year. And yet so many of the people here we're here to honor is our military, servicemen and women who died on our behalf, some in ways that we cannot imagine. Over this pandemic, I've started, if you can believe it, to read quite a lot of historical fiction. And many of those novels are about real heroes that served in World War II. And many of the things that they saw during those times, and that our friends and that our family stood up and fought for, that we never want to forget. So when we say never forget, we never want to forget what happened during the Holocaust. We never want to forget what happened during Vietnam. And we also want to remember those families. Just yesterday on CBS News, they talked about a family who lost 2 individuals, 2 brothers, 3 brothers that went to war, and that 2 were lost, and what that means for that family. So we're here to say, we stand up, we fight for democracy, and democracy is something that we can never negotiate with. It's what we are about. So let's never forget, but always remember. And I'd like to, and to Mr. Bob, who has a pile of certificates. Bob Mahaffey, if I could ask you to come up. I'm sorry, it said Bob on his chair. Sorry, Robert. Okay, Roger.
One more time.
Roger, I'm sorry. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
And is there anyone else wishing to present a certificate this morning? All right, seeing none, I would like to welcome back up Roger Mahaffey to take over from here.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce, for invocation, the senior pastor of Guidestone Church in Buena Park, my friend, Pastor Doug Gonzalez.
All right, let's pray, okay? Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the chance that we get to come out and celebrate life. I know sometimes when we come to a memorial, it's celebrating or remembering people that have been lost, people that we've cared about, people that we've loved. And yet, it's because of life, because of the gift of life, that we are so fortunate to have known them. It's because of the gift of your Son, Jesus Christ, who you sent to this world, that we understand what it means to know sacrifice and sacrificial love. And God, we don't look forward to just remembering people who have passed away from this life, but we also look forward to the day that our lives are resurrected and we see them again. And we get to look forward to those days because of who you are and what you've done. God, in the Bible, you said that there is no greater love that a man can have than to lay down his life for a friend. Today, we remember people who have laid down their lives. We remember them because of the sacrifices that they have made. We remember them because they did lay down their lives and paid the ultimate sacrifice so that we might live free. Free to worship, free in a world that seems like it wants to handcuff us, keep us from enjoying the freedom that we've been given. But these people died for our freedom. And God, because of that, we can look to you. We can look to one another. We can come together on days like today. We're reminded, God, that the sacrifice that was paid was not so that we might be in bondage, but so that we might be free to live, free to smile, free to pursue happiness, free to pursue our dreams. Today, God, we just want to say thank you. On behalf of every American, we want to say thank you to you for your Son, Jesus. And on behalf of every American, we want to say thank you to those who paid this price. God, we do pray for the families of those who have lost loved ones and friends, family members, husbands, fathers, wives, children. people that have lost someone that's so close to them, God, and yet we know that you are the provider of life. And so as we look back on the memories of them, we pray, God, that you would give them life, that you would be extremely close to them, that you would walk them through the most difficult times, that you would lift them up as they remember these people that they love so much. Today, God, we honor you and we honor those who have laid down their lives. We love you. In your name, amen.
At this time, please rise for the presentation of our national colors by the Buena Park Police Department Color Guard. And as the colors are positioned in front, we will ask you to join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you please remain standing, we will ask up Matthew Bryden from the Buena Park Moose Lodge, for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing as we retire colors. Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, please welcome Buena Park Police Chief Corey Saenz as he reads us a poem from Heiner Rice.
Before I read the poem, by the way, good morning. I want to recite something that President Obama said 4 years ago about military veterans. I think it's touching to me. He said, if the fallen could speak to us, what would they say? Would they counsel us? Perhaps they might say that while they could not know they'd be called upon to storm a beach through a hail of gunfire, they were willing to give up everything for the defense of our freedom. That while they could not know, they'd be called upon to jump into the mountains of Afghanistan and seek an elusive enemy, they were willing to sacrifice all for this country. That while they couldn't possibly know that they'd be called upon to leave this world for another, they were willing to take that chance to save the lives of their brothers and sisters at arms. What is this thing they call the sense of duty? What tugs at a person until he or she says, "Send me"? Why, in an age when so many have acted only in pursuit of the narrowest self-interest, have the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines of this generation volunteered that they have all they have on behalf of others? Why have they been willing to bear the heaviest burden? Whatever it is, they felt some tug. They answered the call. They said, "I'll go." That is why they are the best of America, and that is what separates them from those who have not served in uniform. Their extraordinary willingness to risk their own lives for people that they have never met. Now I'd like to read a poem. It's by Helen Steiner Rice. God bless America and keep us safe and free, safe from all enemies, wherever they may be. Teach us to walk humbly and closer in thy ways. Give us faith and courage and put purpose in our days. Make each one of us aware that each must do his part. For an individual is where peace must have its start. For a better world to live in, where all are safe and free, must start with faith and hope and love deep in the heart of me. Thank you.
It's very important that we honor and remember our POWs and missing in action. It's been a very long road for them, for the people that seek and search for answers. So if I could welcome up Jack Ray from the Buena Park Elks Lodge. Thank you.
The POW MIA table, it means a lot to me, my family, and everybody who served. So before I go ahead and read this, what it means and represents, I'd like everybody, while I read this, to close your eyes and remember the ones that are still missing. There are over 91,000 Americans unaccounted for since World War I. That means over 91,000 families and friends waiting and seeking closure. We as Americans should never forget that while we enjoy our daily pleasures, there are others who have endured and may still be enduring the agony of combat. Every individual who joins our military, places their life on the line, deserves to know that they will be accounted for. The table is round to show our everlasting concern. The cloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives when answering the call of service. The single red rose in the vase signifies the blood that may have shed in sacrifice to endure the freedom of our beloved United States of America. This rose also reminds us of the family and friends who are missing, our missing comrades who keep the faith while awaiting their return. The yellow rose, the yellow ribbon symbolize our continuous uncertainty, hope for their return and determination to account for them. The slice of lemon reminds us of bitter fate, captured and missing in foreign land. Pinch of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families who long for answering after decades of uncertainty. The lit candle is in reminiscence of the light of hope which lives in our heart to illuminize their way home to open arms and a grateful nation. The Bible represents the strength gained through faith to succeed us and those lost from our country. Excuse me, I'm getting a little choked here. Founded as one nation under God. The glass inverted symbolizes they're unable to share a toast. The chair is empty and they are missing. Next time you have a glass in hand, raise it and toast the honor of the American POW MIAs that are still missing, and toast the men and women who are serving our country now. Thank you.
We might choose to stand to honor America. Please be seated. I apologize to the director back there for going out of turn. I see he's been resuscitated, so we're good. Very, very special guest. Anxious and honored to listen to him speak. Our keynote speaker for the day, State Senator and Army veteran, Mr. Bob Archuleta.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Senator Bob Archuleta, and I am so honored to be here, beautiful city of Buena Park, and I am so touched by what you have done today. And I look behind me and I see the monument, and you did not forget your fallen. The list is here. You did not forget your POWs, your MIAs. The table is here, which was read earlier, to remember that our POWs, our MIAs, are somewhere, God knows where, but in our hearts, and they'll never be forgotten. But I tell you what we also love here about this great city is you, the individuals who put this together, the people who've come together. So the City Council, I thank you, I congratulate you for an outstanding event. And I would like to now take a moment to go back and let's do this thing so you can see the individuals who serve this great nation. So those serving in the United States Army, would you please stand up? Our veterans who serve in the United States Army. Welcome home. And our veterans who serve in the United States Navy, please stand and be recognized. Those who serve in the United States Air Force, please stand and be recognized. So we've got the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. We can't forget, hoorah. Let's get the United States Marine Corps, those who serve in the Marine Corps, to stand up. And of course, our Merchant Marines, and please, let's give them all a big round of applause. So we covered the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, the Merchant Marines. Thank you all for your service. You've honored every, who am I missing? We do this at every occasion because the Coast Guard, I was told many, many years ago, save us for the last because we only have a handful who served in the Coast Guard. So the individual or individuals who served in the Coast Guard, please stand and be recognized. There we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I thank you for allowing me to be here today as your guest speaker. It is a great day to pay tribute to our fallen. And it's important that we understand that as we look back, we have to remember that we can't forget 9/11. 9/11, September 11, 2001, in which America fell to its knees due to the cowards and the terrorists who commandeered 4 American civilian aircraft and killed thousands upon thousands of Americans. It may have momentarily brought us to our knees, but since then, we've stood up as a nation, as one people, to say we can beat these terrorists, we can continue the liberty and the justice that we have fought for, we believe in, and we are going to continue that fight. And on this day, Americans come together because we have so many who served, as you've heard, in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, and the Merchant Marines. They've served with honor, with dignity, with pride. And to your comrades that you left behind, we say, God bless you. They will always be with you and they will be with us. And we remember our Gold Star mothers. Too often we think about the families who send their kids off to war, but we never think about mom. And as we just close off the month of May, Mother's Day was in May. So to the moms, I'd like to have our veterans acknowledge the mothers, all of us. Let's big round of applause for Mom. The Gold Star mothers who lost their sons or daughters in service to our country. It is very, very important we understand, ladies and gentlemen, so many women have served and are serving to this day, bringing peace and dignity to our nation. Their uniform is worn with pride. They've been accepted because now we all realize that the intelligence, the ability to serve is no longer men or women. It is together because we have women flying helicopters. We have women carrying that M16. We have women doing the things that we've not recognized for years and years. So we must acknowledge our women in service today as well. And to the nurses who've lost their lives to taking care of our men at the time of battle. But it's so important that we remember that we've got to turn the clock back because we have so many who serve this beautiful city and were sent off to combat. And if we turn the clock back, we'll remember December 7th, 1941, when Pearl Harbor was attacked. And then the fight began. Normandy, Iwo Jima, the Philippines, Wake Island, Guam, Sicily, Italy, Holland, Germany, Korea, the Dominican Republic, Vietnam, Grenada, Panama, Kuwait, Somalia, Bosnia, Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan. There's goes so many. But you know what? It's so important to realize these men and women continue to stand. The best and the brightest from Buena Park have stood up and said, I will go, I will volunteer. Their duty, their honor, their commitment to our country must not be forgotten, because they too have come back, so many that may not have been the same that we send off, but we still love our sons and daughters. Memorial Day has come and gone every single year. Today, we acknowledge your 40th. Can you imagine? Your 40th anniversary, an acknowledgement and remembrance to the memorials that we have here and to the memory of so many. It is to remember that we have to treat our veterans with a sense of pride and dignity. They will be judged by other veterans because that judgment is so important. What have you done? I did it with honor. Or did you serve? I served with honor. Are you ready to continue? And every veteran that's out here right now, if you ask them, will you go back? And they'll say, damn right, I'll go back right now. Am I right, veterans? That's right, because they know they never want to leave anyone behind. And that's the spirit that we've had. I served with the 82nd Airborne. I'm a proud paratrooper. I've seen combat. I've been there. So when I talk to veterans and I look them in the eye, where is he? Right there. And I say, welcome home, brother. Thank you for remembering. Each and every one of you, I can look them in the eye and say, thank you, Marine. Thank you for doing the things you've done, the sacrifice. And to moms, as we said earlier, to the families that send their children off to war. I have 2 sons who are serving right now. I'm the only senator who has 2 sons on active duty. One of my sons, Green Beret, paratrooper, 5 tours of duty, 5. And when we talk together as father and son, and we cry together because we jumped out of airplanes we both shot at, and thank God he's okay. And he's married, has his child, and he still wears his uniform as a captain. My other son, who's a major, also a paratrooper, and he has a set of twins that he is still continuing to serve, and I will serve as long as I can, Dad, and I will do it again if I have to. Can you imagine? I will do it again if I have to. Isn't that the same things that our veterans are saying right now? I will do it again if I have to. And that's why the spirit here at Buena Park is we will do this again, but we don't do it because we have to. We do it because we love country. We love God. We love the commitment that our men and women have given us, and we will continue to do it in Buena Park and across this country, because it's so important that everyone in our nation remember that we have to take care of our veterans, our disabled, the Americans who we believe that have done so much, and they've come home, and we say, welcome home. We say, thank you for your service. And they come back wounded, some disfigured. Nothing more than all they want is not a handout, but a hand up to say thank you. And let's go ahead and get the VA on track to make sure that they're taken care of. Their wounds, mentally and physically, are taken care of. To make sure our vet centers stay open, and to make sure they get the proper medical treatment, to make sure that we never forget their service and the ones that are on these walls here, and walls all over this great country. And there's so many who also serve. I see the fire department that's here is represented. The police chief is here standing tall with his men and women who serve. And it's so important we realize that veterans have come back to continue their service, whether it be the fire department, whether it be in the police department. And they too give so much. A couple days ago, day before yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was in another city in the San Gabriel Valley paying tribute to a man named Jack Williams, detective, LA County Sheriff's Department. Knocked on the door, and the blast came through the door and killed him instantly. And his partner was there to drag him away. And I was there day before yesterday to give my speech, because I served with the Montebello Police Department. So I also carry a badge, as I told our chief of police. So my heart is with law enforcement. My heart is with our firefighters. And when I talked to Jack's daughters and his sisters, what could we possibly say? Thank you for your service. He's no longer with us, but he'll be with us wherever. And that casket with the flag draped over, it's the same ceremony for the Americans who are lost in battle as it is with our law enforcement and our firefighters. We honor these individuals. Where do we get them? We get them from communities and cities like Buena Park. It is so that we have to understand we send off our best and our brightest, and they become veterans. But they come back with a sense of dignity and pride and honor that only a few will know. But I will tell you this, that you've made them proud today, Buena Park. You've made them proud for those who served. And you know that we will never forget our fallen. And as the chair of the Military and Veterans Committee for the state of California, with the 31 military bases we have here in California, and thousands upon thousands upon thousands of men and women who are wearing the uniform today, we all say thank you for acknowledging us, acknowledging our veterans, but more importantly, acknowledging this great country and the loss of so many lives. And I thank you, and God bless you. I'm honored to be here. Please continue the fight. Thank you for loving America. Thank you.
The Lions Club just wants to thank you for being our keynote speaker. We appreciate you taking the time on this special day. So we have a little something for you.
Okay. We've got to open this up so everybody can see what it is. Let's see here. Oh my God, look at this. How beautiful. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so honored to receive this from Buena Park, your city council, everyone. And it reads, California State Senator Bob Archuleta, keynote speaker, Buena Park, city of honor, dignity, and remembrance. Thank you so very much, everyone.
Oh.
Thank you. And now I've got another city waiting, so I've got to run. But God bless you all. Thank you.
Take care.
Chuck Hayes from Solomon Staircase. Thanks, Chuck. Pleasure.
Just real quick, last night as I knew I was going to be here this morning, I decided at dusk I would lower my flag in my front yard to half staff in honor of our fallen. And as I walked back to the front door, my wife met me. She could see the tears in my eyes. And she hugged me and she asked me, she says, why is it that, or how is it that so many men and women volunteer to serve our country and walk head on into the danger that they know awaits them? I said, well, honey, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. It's probably different for everybody, but maybe they just want to be part of a bigger thing in life. She says, well, there's a lot of people that think that way, and they don't do what you've done, what your friends have done. I said, I don't know, but thank God that there's those out there that have done it in the past and will do it in the future. God bless them. I have a reading poem, actually, from Lillian Lender, dated June 2nd, 2006. Have you ever really looked into the eyes of a soldier, into his face? Sometimes it's young, barely an adult. The hopes of youth still painted upon it. Sometimes it's old, older than faith, older than wisdom, older than time. And sometimes it's a little bit of both, all at once. Sometimes it's gritty and pained, remembering the face of another who has fallen. Sometimes it's laughing, pleased to have a moment of peace. Most of the time it's proud because it knows, oh yes, it knows, the world is a different place, a better place because of it. The next time you look into a soldier's face, See if you can find that glint of pride. Sometimes it's hidden and you have to search for it. You'll find that glint of pride, sometimes hidden, and you have to search it out. You'll find it in the eyes, always in the eyes. For the eyes are the windows to the soul, even for a soldier's soul. And when you've carefully examined every feature of that soldier's, guardsman, marine, sailor's, or airman's face, stand up straight and tall and smile your best smile and thank him or her, because they do what most of us cannot or will not do. They defend what they believe to be right. They defend it with their very lives. But more importantly, it defends a perfect stranger, all of you. And when you see a flag-covered casket, stand in memoriam for all the soldiers' faces you've examined. For when one of them falls, they all fall. And when one of them stands, they all stand. Shouldn't we stand with them? Thank you.
Mr. Baron Knight, please. Called Visions, written by Baron Knight.
Thank you very much. Baron Knight, Buena Park Rotary Club. I grew up in a military family. My father served 30 years in the Marine Corps, so I had a lot of friends. Vietnam was the war that I was basically didn't go, but had a lot of friends who basically came back. Unfortunately, as Todd Spitzer, our district attorney, mentioned, that the wounds that are physical heal, but the emotional and psychological scars, they're not seen and they generally do not heal. So I wrote a poem with reference to recognizing the sacrifice and the torment that they go through. The morning sky was quite calm, no breeze filled the air. Past moves up to the present, same space they now share. Visions constantly changing, transparent yet real. Shadows moving fluidly, solid yet surreal. Sleep then becomes resistive, a dark dream prison, full of twisted sights and sounds trapped in revision. At times they feel safe and secure, their minds try to rest. The visions then reappear, dreams they can't address. Minds that will still remember as months become years. Dark dreams move from night to day, no escape from fears. Night no longer gives relief, reality then fades. Swallowed up by lives now lost, haunted by the graves. They know not how to escape, mental scenes of pain. They consume every moment, repeating refrains. The blood, tears, and suffering from which they can't run, thoughts of the heinous carnage cannot be undone. Pray for all who cannot find paths to soulful peace, minds without calm solitude, nightmares that won't cease. Those who are still trapped inside their guilt-ridden minds, sanity is losing ground, solace they can't find. Suffering all too often leads them to despair, thoughts overwhelming and overflowing with pain, minds beyond repair. Peace lies in eternal sleep, nothing in between. Rest again among the clouds, peaceful and serene. Thank you.
Now, three young ladies from the Buena Park Youth Theater will provide us with a patriotic melody.
that is keeping us free and strong. Let freedom ring, and let everyone share its inspiration. Let the promise not be satisfied until no one's denied its song. It's a dream to build a port. We take the dream and pass it on and on and on, and let freedom sing. Let freedom ring for the children of every generation. May the love of freedom always ring, and let everyone sing along. It's a dream to build a port. We take the dream and pass it on and on and on, and let freedom sing. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there is no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there is no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. 'Cause there is no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea, from sea to shining sea. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was a top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. It really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next day the cap went out and drafted a band. And now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. A toot, a toot, a toot-a-toot, a toot. He blows an 8 to the bar. In boogie rhythm, you can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar is playing with them. And now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. He puts the boys to sleep with boogie every night, and it wakes them up the same way in the early bright. They clap their hands and stamp their feet, because they know how he plays when someone gives him a beat. He really breaks it up when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. Da 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 da. Hey, the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B.
Wow. Jessica, Sophie, Alyssa, thank you so much. Whew. Chuck Duran, please, from the Buena Park Knights of Columbus.
This is a poem, Memorial Day by C.W. Johnson. We walked amongst the crosses where the fallen soldiers lay, and listened to the bugles as taps began to play. The chaplain led a prayer. We stood with heads bowed low, and I thought of fallen comrades I had known so many years ago. They came from every city across this fertile land, that we might live in freedom. They lie here beneath the sand. I felt a little guilty. My sacrifice was small. I only lost a little time, but these had lost their all. Now the services are over for this Memorial Day. To the names upon these crosses, I only want to say, thank you for what you've given. No one could ask for more. May you rest with God in heaven, from now through evermore.
Patrick Hughes, Buena Park Veterans of Foreign Wars, entitled Far Away.
Good morning. My name is Patrick Hughes. I'm the post commander of VFW Post 8954, which encompasses the city of Buena Park and the city of Cypress. My poem today is Far Away. From all they knew, with hearts of pride and courage true, vowed to serve as freedom's light, and through their strength our nation's might. They gave all, our brave defenders, where poppies lie, we will remember. Thank you.
From the Seroptimist, Emily Parker.
Good morning. I'll be reading a poem entitled We Honor You Today by Susan R. Smith. To all of our veterans, far and near, we thank you for your service for all those years. You sacrificed your time and some gave your life. You preserved our freedom by willingly paying the price. Many of you were sent overseas. You were wounded in battle with scars and disease. But courageous and brave, you weathered the storm. You faced every battle with faith and beyond. We honor you with joy for all that you've done. You've stood strong for our country, for our daughters and sons. So no one stands alone. We walk hand in hand. Remember, we are with you. Together we shall stand. We salute you today. Hear what we say. Let our words speak eloquently in this special way. On this day, let us express our love and thanks for the sacrifice you paid. You served in honor for many years and days, and we will never forget how you were strong and brave. Thank you.
Now we're going to have the presentation of wreaths. I'd like to call up Pam Roosevelt from the Buena Park Elks. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll have volunteers from each of the service organizations in Buena Park bringing up the wreaths to honor our fallen.
At this time, I would like to invite the members of the various organizations present here to assemble in the rear to make the wreath presentations. As they assemble, we'll first remember our military members from our community, those who have paid the ultimate price for our community and our freedom. George S. Bobo, Army, 1943. Charles W. Edwards, Marine, 1951. Walter E. Herman III, Marine, 1966. Ronald C. Crapo, Marine, 1967. Christopher E. Herderick, Army, 1967. Daniel Hurl, Army, 1967. Daniel J. Holcomb, Army, 1967. Sammy Barola, Jr., Army, 1968. Larry Butler, Marine, 1968. Marcel A. La Rochelle, Army, 1968. Robert A. Lehman, Marine, 1968. Stephen A. Summers, Army, 1968. Glenn L. Sparks, Army, 1969. Paul E. Wall, Navy, 1969. Theodore F. Bedra, Army, 1970. Jackie L. Denny, Marine, 1971. William Reese, Jr., Marine, 1971. Paul C. Stewart, Army, 1971. Roy D. Brown, Army, 1989. Christopher B. Fishbeck, Army, 2011. Those gone. Please proceed. American Legion, Bob Carey, Marines. Buena Park City, Buena Park Elks, Charlie Artolino, Marine. Tim Borrett, Bob Craven, Air Force. Brian Kington. Bill McFarlane, Navy. Bill Scott, Marine. Irvin Seeger, John Seitz, George Schaefer, Gary Varley, and Lou Belanger, Army. Knights of Columbus, Henry Marquez, Henry Bazinet, and Philip Schultz. Masons, Solomon's Staircase, Nels Anderson, Sam Brown Jr., John DiStefano, Robert Hathaway, Joe Hensley, Carly Compt, Russell Marshall, Jimmy Ware, Harriet Warnick Jr., and Henry Winchester Jr. Moose, the New Lions, Rotary, Seroptimus, Barbara Hallberg, Gladys Gleason, the Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Thank you. Michelle Striley, Buena Park Elks, will deliver our 11 o'clock toast.
Good morning. Members and guests, you have heard the tolling of 11 strokes. This is to remind us that with Elks, the hour of 11 has a tender significance. Wherever an elk may roam, whatever their lot in life may be, when this hour falls upon the dial of night, the great heart of elkdom swells and throbs. It is the golden hour of recollection, the homecoming of those who wander, the mystic roll call of those who will come no more. Living or dead, an elk is never forgotten, never forsaken. Morning and noon may pass them by. The light of day sinks heedlessly in the west, but ere the shadows of midnight shall fall, the chimes of memory will be pealing forth the friendly message to our absent members. Thank you.
We're honored today to have a duo from Western High School, and they will bless us with the playing of taps. Thank you. Please remain standing. Pastor Doug Gonzalez, if you would bless us with a closing prayer.
Let's pray. God, today we have spent some time honoring those who have given their lives for our country. And a thought comes to mind today, God, how do we respond? How do we respond to such a sacrifice? We talk about in church often, God, the response that we have to your son Jesus and the sacrifice that he made to give us life. And perhaps that's the response that we have today too. To remember, but also to live life. Because of the sacrifices that have been made, God, we've been afforded the opportunity to do that. But not just to live life, God, also to breathe life into one another. Maybe the idea of the fruit of your Holy Spirit could guide us as we come together again out of this crazy season of life. As we look at each other, people that maybe we don't always agree with, maybe we don't always see eye to eye with, and yet, God, we see our fellow creations, people that you've given life to here on this earth. Perhaps maybe the fruit of the Spirit could guide us as we encounter one another. Maybe we could choose to breathe life into one another through love. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. God, I pray that because of the sacrifices that we have, that we know, the people that we know who have given the ultimate sacrifices, people like the friends of my grandfather who fought off the coast of Iwo Jima in World War II. After their ship was sunk, God, we can almost still hear the cries of those men and women as their lives were taken. And they were fighting, God, not so that we might be defeated, but so that we might live victorious lives here in the United States of America. So, God, we give you these moments and we give you these days as we remember, but we also give you these moments and give you these days as we live in response to their sacrifice and in response to the sacrifice of your Son. God, we love you. Amen.
Thank you. We are honored to have you all here today. Memorial Day is a day to cherish the fallen. Please, they deserve to be remembered more than just one day, but for every day we enjoy our freedoms. The Lions Club and the service organizations in Buena Park, thank you for your attendance. And we encourage you to find a service group in your community that fits for you and to get involved, because that's a way to serve everyone. God bless. Have a great day. Thank you so much.